result of advising a fool. Once in a forest, there was a huge tree. Many birds lived on that tree. As rainy season was about to arrive, everybody started repairing nests and collected food also for the rainy season. Other animals too had made their arrangements for the rainy season. When finally rainy season came and it started raining heavily, then all the birds, while sitting in their nest, were enjoying the rain and the nature's beauty. Suddenly, a monkey drenched in rainwater came and sat down on a branch, hiding itself amongst the tree leaves. It was shivering badly with cold. The other birds on the tree felt pity at him, but they did not have enough space in their nest to give shelter to the monkey. Just as the other birds were feeling pity at the monkey, the weaver bird was feeling angry at him. At last, when she could not contain herself, she said to the monkey, "Oh, brother monkey, look at we birds. God has not blessed us with hands. Even then, we have made our own nest. We protect our children from cold, sun and rain. God has blessed you with 2 hands and feet. Why don't you build your own house to protect yourself with sun and rain? Why are you creating huckus the whole day?" Hearing this, the monkey got angry. He thought that the weaver bird is making fun of him. So then, the monkey took one big leap and reached onto the branch with the weaver bird's nest and very furiously said, "Oh, weaver bird, you think you are very smart? You are very proud of your nest. Then, take this." Saying this, he destroyed the weaver bird's nest and threw it on the ground. The young ones of the bird who were sitting in the nest started crying and shouting. Even the bird itself started crying. Out of fear that the monkey might destroy their nest too, the other birds came out of their nest and attacked the monkey and made him run away from there. Clever astrologer. Once upon a time, there was a king. He was always afraid of his death. He would very often consult the astrologers about it. The astrologers would always answer him that he had a very, very long life. Once, he invited a great astrologer in his court. All the predictions done by this astrologer would mostly turn out to be true. The king gave a royal welcome to the astrologer and gave him a high seat to be seated. Then the king gave him his horoscope to study. After studying the king's horoscope, the astrologer said, "Your Majesty, I would tell you only what your planet chart tells me. I don't know any false and imaginary statements." The king said, "All right, I understand what you mean. You tell me about my future without any fear." The astrologer started telling the good things about the king's future. Hearing good things about his future, the king became very happy. Then the astrologer foretold about the mishappenings in his life. Hearing those, the king became very sad. He felt so hurt that out of anger, he said to the astrologer, "Stop all this nonsense. Just tell that, according to the planets, when will you die?" The clever astrologer understood the motive why king asked such question. He replied, "Your Majesty, I will die only a day before you die." Hearing this, the king became furious. He was about to penalize him to death. But after listening about his own death from the astrologer, the king changed his mind. All his anger vanished. He praised the clever answer of the astrologer and rewarded him with a very precious necklace, and the astrologer took his farewell. Intelligent farmer. Once there was a farmer. He had a goat, a grass bundle, and a lion. On his way, there was a river. To cross that river, there was a small boat on the river bank. But by that boat, in one trip, only 2 things could be taken across the river. Now, the farmer wondered what to do. He thought, if I take along the lion first time, then the goat will eat up the grass on the other side. If I take along the grass bundle, then the lion will eat up the grass behind me. So it will be the best thing to take along the goat first. Leaving the goat at the other side of the river bank, I will come back to take the lion along. But if I leave the lion with the goat, then the lion will eat up the goat. What to do? In the end, he thought of a plan. First of all, the farmer took the goat and left it at the other bank. Then he came back and took lion with him. Then he left the lion there and brought back the goat with him. Then leaving the goat at this end only, he took the grass bundle and left it at the other side. Leaving grass bundle with the lion, he came back and then he took the goat along. In this way, without coming to any harm, he crossed the river and happily went back to his home. The intelligent one. There were 2 he-goats. Those goats were named according to their own colors. One goat's name was Kalu and the other's name was Bhura. They could not stand each other at all. One day, they were passing over a bridge on a river. At one end of the bridge, Kalu was standing. At the other end, Bhura was standing. They both came from opposite directions. Right in the middle of the bridge, they stood facing each other. Both of them were not ready to move. The bridge was very narrow. Only one animal could pass over the bridge at a time. But they both stood facing each other. Both of them were not ready to move. The bridge was very narrow. Only one animal could pass over the bridge at a time. But both of them stood facing each other. Both of them were not ready to move back. They both started fighting, and both of them fell down the bridge and died. Just the same way, once 2 she-goats came on the same bridge and stood facing each other. They both were very polite and sensible in nature. Both of their aim was to unite and live together and also to share. Face the problems and solve them sensibly. Those 2 goats, when they met midway on the bridge, one of them sat down and the other goat passed over the first goat. Both of them reached their houses safely. Copycat's fate. On a high mountain peak, there lived an eagle. At the foot of that mountain, there was a huge banyan tree. on which there was a crow's nest. That crow was very clever and cunning. He would always keep trying to get something from somewhere to eat to satisfy his hunger without doing any hard work. Many rabbits lived in a burrow near the tree. Whenever the rabbits came out of their burrow, the eagle would take a high flight and would pick up 1 or 2 rabbits, and then he would eat them up at pleasure. Watching all this, the crow's mouth also watered with the temptation to eat them. One day, the crow thought, "Like this, I'll never be able to get my hands upon these rabbits. If I want to eat their soft meat, then I'll have to catch them just the way eagle does it." Next day, the crow also took a high flight and tried to grab a rabbit. But how can a crow compare itself with the eagle? The rabbit saw the crow coming towards it. So the rabbit ran away and hid behind a big rock. And while trying to catch that rabbit, the crow hit himself with that rock and died. The clever fox. Once a crow was sitting on a branch of a neem tree. It was holding a piece of bread in its beak. A fox passed by. Seeing the bread piece in the crow's beak, the fox's mouth watered. He thought that somehow he should take that bread piece from the crow. So, the clever fox thought of a scheme. He went and sat down under that tree. He looked at the crow and said, "Oh, brother crow, hello, how are you?" The crow did not reply. The fox said, "Brother crow, today you are looking very beautiful. You have a very sweet voice. You should be the king of birds. But these foolish birds do not understand this. Please sing a song for me in your sweet voice." Hearing his praise, the foolish crow became very happy and said, "Ha." But as soon as the crow opened his mouth to say thank you, the bread piece fell onto the ground. The fox quickly grabbed that bread piece and ran away in the jungle. The foolish crow was left sitting there stupefied. And the donkey. There lived a washerman. He had a dog and a donkey. Every morning, the washerman would load clothes on the donkey's back, and taking his dog and donkey along, he would reach the river bank. After washing the clothes, he would let them dry at the river bank and would go away. In his absence, the dog would watch the clothes and the donkey would be grazing grass under the tree. In the evening, the washerman would come back, load the clothes on the donkey's back, and taking the dog and donkey along, would go back home. One night, a thief came into washerman's house. Even after hearing his footsteps, the dog turned his head and kept sleeping. The donkey was tied, and the dog was sleeping under the bed. When the donkey saw the dog sleeping, he was very angry at him. He said, "Oh, you traitor! Can't you see that there is a thief in the master's house? Why don't you bark?" The dog replied, "What, master? But why did you call me traitor? If he is providing the food, then even I am washing the clothes for him the whole day at the river bank. Those dogs who watch at night, they keep sleeping in the daytime. Had our master wanted me to watch at night, then he would have given me a chance to rest during the day. Doesn't he know? Such a simple thing. But still, when you have seen the thief, then you should bark," said the donkey. The dog replied, "Whether do I bark or not, what is it to you? You keep standing leisurely. The donkey thought, this dog is a bad name to the whole dog community and wants to get his master's house robbed. But I will not let this happen. Then he started shouting. The dog was sleeping blissfully. Inside the house, even the washerman was sleeping peacefully. When he heard donkey shouting at such ungodly hour, he woke up. He got up and came outside and thrashed the donkey very badly. The donkey wanted to tell his master about the thief, but the washerman did not listen to him. After beating the donkey, he went back to sleep. Poor donkey was weeping and sitting in a corner. At this moment, the dog came out to him and said, "Oh brother, now you got some amount of wisdom that the work assigned to a particular person should be done by that person only. Otherwise, you always land up in trouble. So, in future, be careful, my friend." The Wolf and the Lamb. In a forest, there lived a small lamb. He was very naughty. Every other day, his mother would tell him, "Dear son, do not wander alone here and there. It's not safe." But he would not listen to his mother. One day, he went to the stream to drink water. Just as he was drinking water, from somewhere there came a wolf to drink water. Seeing the lamb, the wolf thought that indeed the meat of this lamb would be very soft and tasty. I should catch him. But it was not an easy job to kill somebody, as, according to the new jungle rule, nobody could kill or harm anyone without any reason. So, to kill the lamb, the wolf thought of a plan. He went near the lamb and growled at him and said, "Oh lamb, you are making my water dirty." The lamb said, "How can you say this? The water is flowing from your side to mine, so it's you who's making the water dirty." The wolf growled, "You are talking back to me? Just wait, I'll teach you a lesson." The lamb boldly replied, "Wolf uncle, you are getting angry for nothing." Hearing this, the wolf got irritated and furious and said, "Now you've started messing with me. I think you are the same lamb who hurled abuse at me last year and had run away." The lamb looked at him surprisingly and said, "Last year, I was not even born in this world. If it was not you, then it must be your father." Saying this, the wolf attacked the lamb. Just then, the lamb's family came there searching for him. All of them together attacked at the wolf and bit him so much that he ran away from there.